Since you're watching this video, hopefully you actually plan to make a difference with it and you aren't just hoping for a random miracle to happen because you watched a motivational video. So with that, hello, my name is Vesper. I'm a high school student who is posting on social media, and hopefully I can give out more tips and share my high school journey. So you'll tell I'm still new to this content creation thing. I have been posting for years on a different account, but I'm actually making long form things now with actual scripting going on. So this is still new to me. I'm not just going to tell you to drink a lot of water or sleep 8 hours because those are normal human life requirements, and these are going to be actual tips. This video is inspired by my best friend because she said that she was watching a lot of my videos and it looked really organized when I was doing it. And so to help her out, because she asked about it, I made a list for her, diving deep into my habits to figure out what I actually did that made me more productive and more organized. If you want me to do a deeper dive in on these topics, go ahead and let me know because I will do it. I think there's a lot that can go into being productive and organized. If you wanted separate videos on how to go into some of these things, I would do it. Point 1, social media intake. Whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or anything else, you have to manage what you take in. My whole page on YouTube is basically motivational stuff, study tips, or stuff that inspires me to make content. This includes managing your subscriptions. If you're subscribed to a bunch of people that maybe make sad vent videos, or maybe it's these crazy stunt videos that you aren't even learning how to do yourself, they probably aren't helping you towards your goal. And if you're here, that goal is likely about being organized. Another example is my watch later playlist. It's either something really funny that has something to do with my life, or it's productivity tips, motivation, or anything relating to the topics I just talked about. Maybe you found my video there. Maybe you found it from my page, which means you might follow me, or maybe you searched for something. But watching this video is honestly the first step if you haven't taken one already. You can think of this topic as a you are where you eat scenario. Basically, whatever social media that you consume, as in watch and spend a lot of time on, is going to be how you act. I know this firsthand because I definitely switched my life around when I started doing this. I went from watching sad TikToks to motivational things and study tips. Now I'm in high school and I have all A's across all 7 of my classes, and I'm here on social media making stuff for you too. However, while this is a good first tip in my opinion, it's not the full solution, obviously. There's 8 of these, as you saw in the title. Point 2, planning. You've probably heard this like all of your life, but it's deeper than it sounds. You can plan in time blocks, as a to-do list, or pretty much anything. But one part of it is to make it where you see it. For example, I have a notebook or I have my iPad. I use my iPad all the time and I have it in a specific app called Freenote. Not sponsored, it's just what I use. And I make my to-do list in there, and sometimes I will time block it out. But I make my to-do list there and I zoom in, so whenever I open the app, that's the first thing I see. You could take screenshots, set it as wallpaper if you really want to, you can print it out, or you can write it in a notebook and post it somewhere on your wall. Maybe you use a whiteboard or something and have that on your wall. The point is, have a to-do list or some other planner where you're going to see it a lot. If it's tucked away under a drawer, you're not going to think about it. The next trick to a good planner is to actually make it manageable. You know the saying, I bit off more than I could chew. Don't do that with your planning. Say you wanted to do 100 push-ups each day. If you have never done a push-up before, that's very unlikely that you will get 100 in one day. And then if you set such a high goal for yourself, you're going to be disappointed when you didn't reach it. So say maybe 5 push-ups a day. If you can just get to 5 push-ups, even if they aren't perfect form, then you at least accomplished one goal. So those are more for daily planners. For things that could take up to at least a week, make sure you plan break days or rest times. On my to-do list, I always have some sort of time blocked point for rest. This could be maybe at my lunch break where I'm not doing anything but I'm eating. Or maybe it's after 4 p.m., like 4 to 6, and I'm just not doing much productive stuff. It's when I start to relax. Next, plan what you do if you finish early. This is based off of the time blocking method. That you had 45 minutes to do something, but you finished it in 30. Now you have 15 extra minutes. Plan for what you're going to do during those 15 minutes. Are you going to take a break? Are you going to eat? Are you going to go for a run? Stretch? It could be shifting your whole plan of those 15 minutes to keep going, or it could just be adding in another rest break. Although I highly recommend doing like a 10-minute walk or something because that always helps me. Last part for this point, make a planner the night before. I do this pretty much every day where I know I have to do a lot of stuff. Say for example, you have 15 assignments due, one of them is an essay, you want to get a workout time in and shower, and you have to have time to eat and sleep later. If you know you have to do all of that the next day, make this type of planner the night before and then set it where you can see it the next day. Point 3, habits. Do the small little things that will build a routine. An example is you wake up at 7:30, you shower, brush your teeth, eat eggs and toast, and go to school. An even smaller version could be you wake up and you immediately drink water. For me, I turn on bright lights, this one, so I don't fall back asleep after my alarm goes off. You could say after that, you stretch for 2 minutes and look at the planner that you made the night before. That right there is a very simple morning routine that would get you up and moving, and you already are aware of what you have to do that day. I could do a whole video on morning routines based off of your interests and personalities if you wanted it. Point 4, record yourself. This doesn't work for everyone, but I'd recommend that you at least try it to see if it does. I've posted myself doing this a few times, so I know from experience that it does work. The first step is to set your phone or whatever electronic is really distracting for you aside, but turn the camera on facing you. Even if you don't actually press record, you can still see yourself reaching for your phone or whatever you use before you actually grab it. It's a really simple trick, but I feel like it works for a lot of people. Point 5. Post your progress. Another part of this, if you do record yourself, you should post it like I do. Find people even online that can keep you accountable. Sometimes holding yourself accountable with your work is hard, but by building a channel or even just posting a few photos online of you working, you can usually find someone or even a small community of people that will keep accountable for you and keep you working. Point 6. Keep progress private. In contrast to my last statement, sometimes keeping your progress private can also be better. There's no one to judge you if you slow down, and you can keep your smaller achievements to yourself until the big one happens. Some people will like this, some people won't. It's a preference overall. Just choose if you want to put your work out there now or later. Point 7. Screenshot notes, then write. This obviously doesn't apply to everyone, but for those like me and my best friend who do an online school, it definitely will. My best friend and I both do school digitally. We take classes twice a week on a Zoom classroom. There, the slides are posted as the teacher is talking. So you can screenshot the notes while listening to the teacher speak and then put them in Google Drive or something and write them down after class. It kind of sounds like a lot of extra steps to screenshot and then do it after class when you're probably already tired and you don't want to do anything else the rest of the day, but it's way better than scrambling down notes and missing half the class. And as you're writing the notes, you're basically just reviewing them because you already learned about it in class. You're just writing it down now. Part 8. Clean. Lastly, this one's obvious, but so underrated. Having a clean environment. I know firsthand how hard it is to keep things tidy, especially when you have a lot of things, but I promise you it helps with productivity a lot. Again, I can dive deeper into some of these things if you want, but here are some quick tips that will hopefully help. Get rid of unnecessary items by donating or selling. Then keep a trash can nearby and start a routine. Point 3. You can also get organizational shelves or bins. And I know this last part is kind of tedious, but clean up right away. I understand the feeling of exhaustion and just saying, I'll do it in the morning after leaving wrappers all over my desk or yarn on the floor. But in all honesty, it just takes a little extra bit of willpower sometimes to just get it done now, especially if you know you're not actually going to want to do it in the morning and it'll just take more work. So those are my 8 points for this video. If you want a deeper dive on these points, a guide for morning routines or night routines based on your personality, interests, and living situations, or you have questions or requests about more videos like this, let me know in the comments, and here's the video YouTube thinks you like.